So going a little left, because as you were talking, this came to my mind, like the idea of praying over animals we're going to use as food. I know that some people believe in killing animals in a dignified way if you are going to use them for nutrition. And what how, I'm still trying to reconcile killing an animal. I mean, I understand it, but does it really even does it just make sense? Period. Like if you want to kill a thing, and I know that because you're taking it in, it probably does make sense to bless it, to love it, to anoint it, to do all of that. But if you're killing a thing, still.
And even think about it on this level. We talk about you are what you eat, right? These animals, most of what we're eating, let's put it like that, these animals that are being eaten, they are living in horrendously cruel and inhumane conditions. It would blow your, some of you on here could not stomach the video footage of how your food is treated before it gets in your on your plate. Okay. So if that torture, if that anguish, if that fear, if that sadness, if that pain, if an animal is dying in that, all right, that same stuff, both genetically and hormonally, is being released into their body. From the beginning, it now becomes toxic. So you are eating their fear, you're eating their pain, you're eating their anguish, you're eating their torture, okay? And you're saying a 1, 2, 3, my ABC prayer. What I'm talking about is just from a nutritional perspective, okay? To remove, you're asking to remove poison from poison.
Right.
This is that most people do not consider when they sit down to eat. And it's the same type of daftness at the dinner table that make the same people an easy mark for somebody to pull them or trick them in their food. Because most of us don't even know where our food comes from, let alone what kitchen it came from, but what farm or what condition it came from and what they're being fed. Okay, the animals pumped full of hormones. I'm not going to get into all that, but yes, I can get a little passionate about that particular topic. But all of those things on just a basic natural level go into what you're eating and putting in your body.
So is this also along with the idea of blessing our food allows food to treat our bodies better, but is this also why we pray over food to possibly counteract somebody else's spell casting or possible works over our food? So you pray just in case somebody has bewitched your food.
Well, here's the funny thing. Go ahead.
Now, if somebody has bewitched your food and you've prayed over the food that has been bewitched, what is the determining factor in terms of who wins that battle?
Well, there's a couple of things, and most people are losing that battle.
I would imagine.
If most people won that battle, I'd be out of a job. Okay, I wouldn't be in business because people wouldn't have need to come to me. But let me just say this: originally, all right, we get, as Christians, of course, have a heritage in Judaism. All right, most of 95 of our traditions are Judaic in origin. Okay, including the blessing of the food. All right, well, Judaically, all right, they never so-called bless the food. All right, the blessing of the food is not really a blessing of the food itself, like the peas and the rice or whatever. It was a blessing of God. All right, he was giving thanks to God for bringing forth the food that we may eat. Okay, and God said, and I put this in here in Exodus 23 and 25, that if you obey me and keep my commandments, then I will bless your food and your drink, and I will not bring upon you the sicknesses, the infirmities, and the diseases, and the plague that the Egyptians had in their food and in their drink. So Moses, who sets the standard for the blessing of the food per se, for the great meal of Passover, all right, it was really a blessing of God, an honoring of God, and thanking God for bringing forth the food, all right, for a good harvest, all right, that we can eat and we can, we can live and sustain ourselves.
So now, for those who don't necessarily identify with Christianity, since you are referring to a Christianized instruction about how to overcome enchantment within food, is there a more general thing that just spiritual?
I got my notes right here. I was waiting for us to get to this part. Okay.
So yeah,
we're gonna set y'all free tonight. Okay. First of all, many of you may have heard that song that said you put the lime in the coconut, the coconut. That is actually, so you have to understand this is something in music, not just eating a spell, but hearing a spell. But he's giving you a remedy for being bewitched in your belly. What you can do is take coconut milk, and they call it coconut water. I recommend actually getting an actual fresh coconut, okay, cracking it open or poking holes in it, draining it out, all right, and putting a whole lime, squeezing the juice of a whole lime, okay, into that coconut, all right. What you're also going to add to this is you're going to get Epsom salt, all right. Now, Epsom salt, most people don't know this, is a purgative, okay. Most people are familiar with Epsom salt for their bodies when they have aches and their back hurts, and you put Epsom salt in there, and it soothes the body, okay. But it also removes toxins from the skin, okay, pulls out through the pores. But it's also is magnesium sulfate. It can also be ingested, all right. Now, what you want to do is, don't come trying to sue me or Davion, is follow the instructions on the side of the box. It'll tell you if you're going to ingest it, what the dosage is going to be. Normally, it's going to be about a tablespoon, all right? So you're going to have your coconut water, you're going to have your lime juice, all right? And you're going to have a tablespoon normally of Epsom salt. Mix that together and ingest that. Now, be home, because it's a purgative, all right? Make sure you have a lot of, tissue ready, okay? It's going to cleanse you out. Okay, and you want to follow that up with water, okay? Plenty of water, because Epsom salt, like I said, is a purgative, so it'll dry you out, right? It's going to pull those stuff out of you and out through you. Now, what do you do if that happens after the fact? There's something else you can do, something we call 4 Thieves vinegar. Now, I make a specialty of 4 Thieves vinegar that I sell here for clients that have that particular situation going on. I sell remedies for that particular issue, which is one thing I gave to my client last week. All right. You can go online and find the recipe of 4 Thieves vinegar. If you're not sure about it, and get it from me, because I have some other stuff into it. I call mine 7 Thieves vinegar. But just to kind of give a quick history of this, and this 4 Thieves vinegar, you want to have this in your house, period. Whether you've got kids, whether whatever, especially around winter time. Normally, I make it during the summer, okay, where I can get all the ingredients fresh and allow it to sit. Because the longer it sits, the more powerful it is. But the history behind 4 Thieves vinegar is supposedly during the bubonic plague in Europe, during the Black Plague, and we're dropping like flies. It was so dangerous and so contagious, people weren't even going to cities to remove the dead bodies. You couldn't even bring the coroner in there. And so they noticed that when they did go in, they couldn't find any necklaces, no rings, no coins, no purses. All the valuables of the people dead would be gone. And they wondered, how did this happen? So they said, well, maybe some thief who's stupid enough to steal from the dead, he caught the plague and he'll die. But it happened weeks on end, months on end. Finally, they caught the thieves. And the penalty for theft is death. They were going to behead them by the guillotine. But they made them a deal that said, if you show us how it is that you remain sterile, we will lessen your sentence. I mean, we still gonna kill you. We just gonna hang you. We're not gonna cut your heads off. And what came to be
What
was
a
that,
compromise.
right? What came to be was that one of the thieves was actually an apothecarist. He was a perfumer, and he gave them the solution that became known as four thieves vinegar. So you can also take that. Now, there are something else you can do. If you can't do anything else, have a little bit of four thieves vinegar with you. Y'all know the little shot bottles we get from the from the liquor store. We put in the purse.
They all know. They all know.
Exactly. You want to have some of that. You want to have a bottle of four thieves vinegar that size. Put it in your purse. Keep it in there. And if you have to eat somebody's food, okay. What do you do beforehand? You say, well, I can't avoid it. It's grandmama. We all know grandmama or auntie nasty, whatever the case may be. Have a little Forties vinegar. Go into the bathroom. Okay. Take a spoonful of that. Now, I recommend that you also add a little bit of red pepper in that as well. All right. Take a spoonful of that. All right. Go on and eat. And as soon as you finish eating, go back into the bathroom, take another spoonful. All right, and follow it down with some water. That'll hold you until you can actually get home and actually do a full purging. Now, in Haiti, all right, in voodoo, all right, they have something called a god, all right, not God as in God, all right, but Guarde, all right, which means a guard. Is actually what it is in the Haitian dialect. It means a guard, and this happens where it'll either be, I won't get too deep into this, but there's actually materials, herbs, and compounds that they actually place in your skin. They make a little slit, all right, and place it in your skin, or they will place it into your bloodstream, all right. It's a spiritual guard. It works as a protective agent, an entity that guards you. What'll happen is, when you go to eat something, it'll alert you. Nope, that's fixed. Don't eat that. All right? Don't drink that. That's fixed. Or some people have very aggressive guards. That's why you gotta stay prayed up. It's happened to me a lot of times. People will bring me food, and my spirits will knock it over. Right? Or they'll trip. All right? Or my fork will keep falling out. My food keep falling out of my mouth. That's a sign to me right there. Stop. Cease and desist immediately. The food is fixed. Okay. Now, in case you can't come see me or another spiritualist, or go ahead and get that done, what you can do is get a little mojo bag of just, it's something you can get a little baggie, like the little jewelry bags, all right, and add coconut shavings, lime shavings, coconut hair off the husk, okay, along with red pepper, all right, and wear it around your neck like a necklace, all right. You can do it so nobody knows it's there. Put it in your bra, what have you, but around your chest area where you're going to be eating things, all right, and it will kind of alert you. You'll get it feeling warm. It'll alert you if you pray over well, or you can of course get a spiritualist to make one for you in the mojo style. But there are ways to move that stuff. Another thing you can do is, again, if you've already ingested the thing, you feel that you've been fixed or caught through the food, you can go to a place like Whole Foods, or what do they call it? GMC, I think is what I'm thinking. GMC, like the Whole Food or whatever, and ask them for what's called activated charcoal. All right, activated charcoal. You can get them in the little capsules. All right. And you take that, what charcoal does, of course, you pray over this stuff now, all right? It will draw to itself, all right, that mess, all right, and pull it out of your system, all right? Almost like a magnet, all right? And it'll take that stuff and it'll move it out of your system, okay? Now, I recommend that you combine that with spiritual baths. Okay, of course you can, lime juice, coconut milk, red pepper in your bath, but you need to go see a spiritualist. If you've done this about 3 times or so and haven't gotten any kind of remedy, or you're not quite sure if you have been fixed through your food, you need to go see a spiritualist and have them do a diagnostic or reading, whatever the case may be, to see if in fact you've been fixed through your food. And if so, they can provide you remedy for that condition. Because some things y'all been eating from this person more than one time. Some of y'all live with these people, or they're your boo, or it's grandma, all right? And charcoal, coconut water, and vinegar is not going to do in the long run. You need to go see somebody. So if you think that you've been under chronic fixing, okay, happening again and again and again, as soon as you get clean, it happens again, you need to go see somebody, seriously. And if you don't know anybody to go see, find me. I'll help you.
Sounds like you got to stay prayed up all the time, every day, walk around in the full armor of God.
Absolutely. That's why Paul said to put on the full armor. I do not leave. When I wake up in the morning, I'm putting on my spiritual armor. Okay. Not only as an individual, also as a spiritualist. Okay. Because I'm not.
So describe what that is in detail. Because we hear pray, put on the armor, but I don't think people can conceptualize exactly like putting on the
my way is different, because y'all know I'm both a spiritualist and a prophet. So I've got all kinds of stuff I'm putting together, But,
okay, so keep it simple for the general folk. Like how they can realize
well,
that.
first of all, do you have time of meditation when you get up? Let's just start there. Or from the minute you hit the floor, you hit it running. Okay? Have you taken a moment to just say, thank you, God? Can we start there? Okay? Have you spoken about your day? Have you gone over your day? Have you blessed your day?
Your affirmations.
Affirmations, right? Decrees, okay? However your system analyzes, words as mantras, what have you, okay? Do you do that? All right. Even when you are, I'll tell you a very easy way. When you're in the shower, pray when you're in the shower. All right. As you're washing your body, you're in the motion, all right, of putting on a type of layer, whether it's soap and water. You see what I'm saying? I see my soap and my water as battle regiments, as battlement. Okay, my hair is my hair, is that right? So it doesn't have to be anything, overly complicated. But for one thing, just stopping for a moment, okay? Because what that does is it resets your mind to be now conscious and in the moment. So if you do encounter something, your guard is now up. You're more aware. Your perception is higher. Right? You can perceive if there's something in the food or not, right? Or you'll be more in tune to hear the Spirit of God. You'll be more in tune to hear your intuition. It may say, take a different route to work, right? Or take the back way to the job, because there may be a trick laid in your way, right? Don't take the elevators, take the stairs. Better for your health too, all right? But if you're just in a rush and you're thinking about the quickest way, the quickest distance between 2 points, you and your enemy thought the same thing. You see, hey, the Spirit may say to you, listen, I know you were going to buy something, or you were going to go to the vending machine, or you were going to wait for them to cater at the job. Spirit said, no, fix your own lunch. But if you're in a rush to get out the door, you're putting on stuff as you get into the car, you don't have time, okay, to withdraw and to become centered and balance yourself, balance your spiritual hearing. Kind of just silence sometimes when you wake up. Some of us got, Nicki Minaj blazing when we wake up in the morning. Just silence for a moment. Okay, start there. Now me, because not only is it for myself, but also because I have a God family that I cover, all right? I have apprentices and spiritual sons and governors that I cover. Also have clients that I take. I'm working on their cases as well. So I'm going to the nitty and the gritty with them. I'm leaving their houses doing exorcism and cleansings, that kind of a thing. So I have to be really, fortified in my defenses. All right. So protection work, strong cleansings, spiritual baths. I'm telling you, that alone. All right. Pick y'all up some stuff. Florida Water Cologne. I heard that Walmart said these things nowadays. It's like $3. That blew my mind. Okay. Somebody has it in your area. All right. And just add that to your bath water, literally. Okay. Some of you have trees and, flowers and so on. Some of you've got magnolias or lilies and stuff, white flowers. Those are all good for cleansing. Add that to your bath water. If nothing else, add salt, whether it's just table salt. Okay. That you are the salt of the world. Salt is a cleansing and a preserving agent. It's nitrate. All right. And add that to your bath.
Spiritual baths.
That's a
I'm
whole
taking one
class by itself. I got a list of it.
So can we go over what are some positive things we can do with magic and food?
Oh.
Like, let's say, for instance, you are in a relationship. Like, if you want to use food as a way to keep things sweet and lovely, like, what are some of the ways in which we can engage our food in that way when it comes to our partner?
I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you the most popular type of work you can do with your partner is you guys do it together. That is very popular stuff. I'm going to tell you something. No. If people... I wish I was the one counseling some couples before they came to me, like when they were dating before they got married, because a lot of times they call me and people like me in crisis. When they done left, they were ready to sign the divorce papers, and they're calling me to kind of bring everything back in alignment. All right, here's something simple you can do. And I'll get to food in a second, but ladies, you gotta take your shoes off, okay? Which way are they pointing? Are they pointing away from the bed or towards the bed? It's a sign. Have your shoes.
Lord, I'm about to tell you right now, you're finna make a lot of hoes paranoid as hell. That nigga shoes turned in 2 different directions. What do you mean, Doc?
Well, what I'm saying is, what you do is you turn his shoes towards the bed to keep him coming back home. Or if your house is set up that we don't walk around the house with shoes, we take shoes out the door, is it facing out the door or inside the house? Okay, you don't want his motivation to be to leave home. It's to be waiting to come home. Let home be his castle. Okay, now for food. The sugar. Okay, something you can do. This is an old time remedy. All right, a couple of things. You used to have the sugar boxes, the sacks of sugar. Why don't you, let's say, for example, y'all are still dating or whatever the case may be, or maybe y'all living together, whatever the case may be, and y'all used to write into the letters, right? Back and forth. Right? I'm speaking, wink, wink, right? Put the letters in the sugar. Eat from the sugar. Why? Sugar is sweetening. It keeps the relationship sweet. Okay? You guys can do what they call the honey pot or the sweetening pot. All right. If she's darker skin, use dark brown sugar. If she's lighter skin, use light brown sugar. If she pale as my wall, use white sugar. Okay. But what you guys do is you pray over that. Maybe you make it a weekly thing, okay, to reaffirm your vows to each other, whatever the case may be. And you feed each other. You cook from that sugar. You put that in the food. You put that in the coffee. You see, things like that. All right.
I'm very tickled by this because a lot of ladies are probably saying the magic behind a great love life is magic.
Well, you know what our friend Jamal said. He said, behind every successful man is good root work. It's good conscience.
Good Oh my
But you know,
God.
for that's for your love life. You know, cinnamon, nutmeg, all right, allspice. These are all good for money. All right. I tell people all the time, you want to give you know, people asking for money powder or something. Go to your local grocery store and pick up what they call pumpkin spice. It's gonna have cinnamon, allspice, nutmeg, clove already ground up together. All of those are money drawing and prosperity increasing herbs. And add
Hmm.
that into your food. You know, just like the lady said earlier, also something very simple. Cook with love.
Yeah.
Cook with love. Cook together.
So Pector had brought up sprouts. Like, what is the spiritual connotation of sprouts?
Sprouts, as in,
As in a vegetable sprouts.
like Brussels sprouts.
He said that earlier on in the conversation. I don't know like where we were, but he had brought up sprouts. I think when he was bringing up GNC
And that
some.
may be a name of a shop he's talking about.
Oh. Petro, if you're still there, let us know what you meant by sprout. Yes, every time and when you're cooking, always say gifting things. Yes, speaking well and love and positivity over food helps to keep the children safe, the family together, folk uplifted and protected.
Right, pumpkin spice is a
Pumpkin
ready
spices.
mix, right? Put that in, you know, you can put sugar in his shoe, put sugar in your shoe, you know, put sugar between the mattress, okay? And it's because sugar is sweetening, right? Also, you know, the old folk, you wonder why grandma always had lifesavers candy. Why? Because lifesaver, the mint, we use it in work. Oh, it's probably okay, help shop, okay. Lifesavers, we add that in marriage work. There are some mojo bags I'm making. I put lifesavers candy in there. Lifesavers, you want it to be long lasting for life.
Mm.